and just started punching me in the back of the head. I ended up hitting the ground. I don't remember anything. I've seen 4 Hamas gunmen execute a Palestinian woman in a courtyard of a school. So for people to tell me that I'm not, I'm the first that needs to get up and start speaking up. And I decided to go out on campus in the same location that all the anti-Israel rallies happen. And I went out there with a sign, said, "Come talk about Israel with an IDF soldier." And I was there to just have conversations with anybody you have a question, all you have to do is approach. And I made sure to be the most positive, friendly, I would even slouch a little bit so I wouldn't look intimidating. I wanted people to come talk to me. And it started on that first day, and I had some incredible conversations. I would say majority non-Jewish students who saw an opportunity to ask an IDF soldier a question when all they've been hearing is the baby killers, all these stigmas, and it was enough for them to have one conversation with me and I'm not there to say everything I'm telling you is factual and I'm right about everything and they're wrong. It's not that. I would stand there and say, "Hey, this is my experience as someone who's in Israel on October 7th, as someone who was, born and raised in the US, that has lived there, served there, is a student in 2024 on a college campus." I wanted them to get my perspective, and I would leave every conversation with a handshake, or at least I would try. So I would do that, and every week I would go back, same day, 3 hours a week. I would stand in that same spot and do this because there was no opportunity. The administration wasn't trying to encourage, or if anything, they're trying to discourage it. It was like this echo chamber that needed to be broken into. And I had to expose some of these students to what we're dealing with. When I would show them videos of me standing in a UN school in Gaza and then showing the entrance of a terror tunnel, these students, passerbyers, they were shocked. And it's not like that information isn't out there. But when you're standing in front of someone and that same person, which is me, is in that video that they're watching, it's kind of hard to argue that. And so I would have these students, some would come up to me every week. They would bring me an article and say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And it was real dialogue. And then November 6th, 2024, so just about 5 weeks in, I was in the same spot, middle of the day, and this guy approaches me wearing a ski mask. I understood something was off, middle of the day, why is he wearing a ski mask? It wasn't that cold. And, my goal was to have conversation. So I stood there, I kept my distance. I wanted to understand his motives, his goals, and he started asking me questions. So I would answer, and we had conversations for about 5 minutes. He even shook my hand. And then out of nowhere, I guess it was a setup the whole time. His friend came up from behind me, also wearing a ski mask, and just started punching me in the back of the head. I ended up hitting the ground. I don't remember anything from this point. It was 5 minutes of conversation and then lights out. What I do know is because I got up after and I was recording, because I have the videos, but I had students come up to me and tell me I got what I deserved for killing babies in Gaza. And then that, intimidation, harassment, doxing just continued. The day after I'm in the hospital, I hear about students having a sit-in on campus, calling for my expulsion. And students posting, wanted flyers with my face on it all over social media, across campus. I was attacked, and this is what I'm the one being blamed and accused afterwards. And that harassment has continued really, even recently, like it hasn't stopped. And clearly it was clear to me that if that's what the response was, their attempt to silence me, I was clearly doing something that was right if they needed to silence me.